seed and the 4th seed, Chris Barnes. This is Reyes' spring-summer tour. Not very impressive, but he has overcome all of that today with an impressive performance in the first shootout, and in the first frame of the second shootout, another strike for Reyes.
And I'm impressed with the way he's handled himself, going from one game, transitioning, getting ready for the next. Tony-Reyes looking great.
And a look at Norm Duke, 35-year-old from Claremont, Florida.
Much straighter trajectory. Will it fall? I think so.
And it does. We start out the second shootout with a couple of strikes. Chris Barnes, he was PBA Rookie of the Year last year, 29-year-old from Wichita, Kansas. Here is his first shot in shootout number 2, and it's a strike.
Well, it's the power of Duke and Barnes against the youth and exuberance of Tony-Reyes.
A little bit different match for Reyes this time. First shootout facing 2 seasoned veterans. He's got one here in Norm Duke, but Chris Barnes, second year on the tour, first for Reyes, and he is not intimidated by anybody. Second strike for Reyes.
He looks so relaxed out there, Gary. He's smiling, you know, having a good time.
Norm Duke, 16 PBA titles, and that strike a lot stronger than the first one, Marshall.
Well, he came in a little high the first frame, a little bit lighter on lane 33, shakes him around. That's really where the pros want to hit, a little bit light in the pocket.
Chris Barnes, a couple of titles in 1999, one on the spring-summer tour, the Oregon Open at the end of May.
Yeah! Boy, and it was shots like that that got him that first title. Must be so much more confident is Chris Barnes than he was bowling last year in his rookie season on tour, even though he was the Rookie of the Year.
Even up through 2 frames in the second shootout. Tony-Reyes begins things in the 3rd frame. He is hot, and he has found his line, Marshall. 3 consecutive strikes for Reyes.
Well, he's found a line that he can use a little bit of area on. He doesn't have to splice the boards. He's able to use a little bit left to target, a little bit right to target, as we watch Norm Duke here in the 3rd frame for 3 in a row. Now, he tripped the 4-pin last time, wasn't able to trip it out on the right-hand lane this time. It's just 9.
And Chris Barnes up once again. Barnes working on a couple of strikes. Looking for his 3rd, 289 his high game this week. Pretty consistent throughout play here at the AC Delco All-Star Classic.
Solid 10, and Barnes can't believe it.
Now Norm Duke for the conversion of the spare in the 3rd. He picks up the 4-pin. And Barnes now for his spare, the 10-pin. And he gets that, but meanwhile, Tony-Reyes is perfect, and he has got the lead. 11 over both Duke and Barnes.
With a chance to take it to 21 with the strike here in the 4th frame. Oh, look at the roll the guy gets on the ball. Just so confident. And every shot just makes him feel just that much taller.
Norm Duke now. Those are not boos you hear. It's the crowd going Duke. He's a real crowd favorite, and he will be even more so now after picking up the strike in the 4th frame. Chris Barnes now. To stay on track, he'll need a strike to match the other 2 players. It hooked like he wanted, and he gets it.
Flag.
Tony-Reyes hooking the ball more than the other 2 competitors. Chris Barnes hooking it quite a bit, but not quite as much, and Norm Duke going really straight.
Front 4 for Reyes. Oh my goodness.
A late roll of the 9-pin, and everything's going his way. You know, you would have to think that he'd be scared. Does he look scared?
He looks like a happy camper, Marshall, and he is a fine young man. Norm Duke now. And a 10 for Duke. Well, coming up next, it'll be live 3rd round coverage of the McDonald's LPGA Championship. After 2 rounds, 4 players at 8 under par. Julie Inkster once again contending hot off her win in the recent Women's U.S. Open. Coming up next here on CBS Sports. Chris Barnes in the 5th.
And a solid 10 for Chris
now.
Barnes. Both of these players made great shots, both leaving the solid 10. That 6-pin wrapping around the bottom of the 10. Straight for Duke, great spare shooter, no problem. Everything going Reyes' way right now. Barnes technically sharp, but unable to knock the 10-pin down on the first ball.
Enough.
So it's Barnes picking it up. CBS Sports coverage of the 1999 AC Delco All-Star Classic will continue after this message and a word from your local station.